Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 5 of the X-Wing build. Today we're going to actually start installing some lights in the engine, so we're going to have to get the holes drilled and get the prepped for the LEDs to be installed inside there. So let's go over the bench and take a look.
Now, okay, well, like I said, I got these painted black. I got the thrusters painted black, these caps here. I painted the insides of these black on both sides, the light black, what's going to go on in the cockpit area. We saved to put those on to last. We got these pieces in on both sides, on both wings. And then they had these little nubs. They were right here on this side. And it was a little round peg that would poke through this hole. When they're like this and they close, it would poke through this hole. And that would, I guess, to keep the wing closed. Because otherwise it wouldn't want to stay completely tight. Let's see if we can, there we go. See how the wings want to kind of be open? They were made to, you would push those nubs through those holes and it would hold the wings tightly closed. I'm going to have my wings open, so there's no real worry about that. Because their tolerance, you know, here is not so great, you know. There's warping in and stuff, and so we got that. So I cut those off because I'm going to have them in the open X position anyway, so it's not going to matter. So I cut those off and threw some putty in those holes. We'll have those puttied up. I got to sand these seams, especially the back. The front I already did while I had the two pieces together. So this front edge is good. I just gotta sand this back edge nice and flat. And they're not too bad, so I already hit the edges here, so I just gotta do the back half. Got these pieces glued on. They were just an extra hoop. Why they didn't just mold it in it, I don't know. Just to give you some more parts counts, I guess. And that's basically where we're at. We're gonna start painting these. Because I do have these painted the dark gray, so we'll paint those white, paint those white. Actually, we're gonna just paint those white and leave them alone. Paint those white and these white, and then glue those together as a whole, the gray parts and these. Leave these off because I'm gonna glue these right on here while they're a raw plastic, so I get a good plastic to plastic bond. So that's what I'm going to do to those. Where I was at, as we got the center holes for these, I pre-drilled the holes for the wires to stick through. Looks like 5 millimeters is about a quarter inch. Quarter inch is a little bit bigger than 5 millimeters, but that should fit. You know, I'd rather give me a hair. It's not much bigger. But the next size down was too small. So, and it can have some leeway. It's going to get glued in there and all that stuff. So then I just took some tape and put it around my bit so I knew where to stop. And now are we even in focus? Probably not. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, the camera just shut off by itself for no reason. There has to be a timer on or something. Or a bad spot in this card, which means I'll dump these. Hopefully the video before this, the clip just before this, where it stopped on, isn't corrupted. But anyway, this is the thing with these cameras you can deal with. know. Sometimes I start thinking, you know, I like videotaping what I do, and I can still do that for myself. But sometimes it's the videoing of all this stuff, which I like doing because I like showing people what I do and how much fun this can be. But sometimes the videotaping adds a whole nother thing. It actually can change how you're going to process and do stuff, because then all of a sudden, yeah, I can go do that, but no, I want to tape it, so now I got to get set up for taping. And then, or you got to download what you already videoed, and you want to start doing something else, but you need to, you know, you need the camera. Well, now I got some extra SD cards, so that helps that situation. But it takes a lot to do these videos, and especially the editing. It's not as much as this part. It's the video editing. It's like, okay, do I work on the model, or I work on editing me working on the models? So, but I did a pre-drill here. I'm using the uni bit, or step drill bit. And the cats are going crazy. They must have found their catnip. Because these drilled such nice holes. So there we go on the first one. And why does that look bigger? Why does that look bigger than what the bulb is going to be? Because it pretty much... No, I can do one more. And the worst is I have to get over this little hump on the... because I'm putting the bulb in backwards, it'd be easier if I was just sticking it through this way. And then you have that lip edge on the bulb. That would give me a stop. But we're going to have to insert them this way. And it's almost going to have to sit all the way in there. That's going to be the fun part. And I see that these are wanting to split open, which I was trying to eliminate that issue, but the step drill definitely makes it better. But they are opening, so nothing but a little thing glue. Squeeze and a little thing glue. Won't solve, so it did it the same on the other end. I love it. Once it starts drilling, it's going. I should keep a bulb out just to check. So it'd almost be nice if I could get that to do that on the other side. But I have to go that one more step. To get that flange over, which then makes it really big. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, it's doable. It's just the fact of holding and that's what I was afraid of. So you can get them out, but sure is a pain in the neck. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a challenge when it comes to gluing. And I also found out I'm going to have to paint these black on the outside because I forgot to light block the insides. And part of that bulb is going to be inside here. And we will have a glowing engine. We will have a glowing engine otherwise. Well, should do this over the garbage can. So that's Alright. Well, yeah, they all fit in there fine. So we need to re-glue those ends, tighten them up. Put you back in here. Always try to semi-clean up. So yeah. And using tape as a marker on how deep to go works great. It also helps that this is a step drill, so you kind of, each little step gives you, oh, okay, you're in that size that you need to be. So one heck of a good $6 purchase was getting those bits. But we need to do a little workspace maintenance here. I've been drilling a lot of plastic. On here. And really I don't need the cloth because I'm not working with a painted product. That's usually what I use the work cloth for. When I'm working on with painted product or stuff I don't want to get all over my cutting mats. This is a new one. I'm trying to keep it nice as long as possible so it doesn't end up looking like this one. The worst on this is the glue. You know, working on the Falcon. And the holes, you know, that was from drilling the corridors for the Falcon, the sconces. I had a circular tubular corridor here, and I was drilling the 5 holes for the sconces that I put in on that. I got to do a good video of, I don't have anything on the making of it as far as video. I do have photos of it being built. Really? Everything's getting caught. I do have photos of it being built, so in some videos, but I'll do a full-on video of it. You know, where it's a bunch of picture slides and. But if I would do every picture side, it would probably take a while, but maybe I can do it. It's going to be a lot of background music that I have to come up with. Alright, so where are we again? No, we cleared all that up. Oh, let's tighten these up. And this is where I might want the cloth. I mean, this glue is not as bad because it'll wipe up. Even if I just put it partially here. But yeah, like I said, it's not going to be bad because this wipes up. This is for thin glue. But, whoop. There's a burr. A surprising burr. That bit usually doesn't do that. Yeah, it just seems like I'm not getting any glue unless I shake it. to split open quite a bit. Enough that it actually opened even some cracks, like that I have to squeeze in. Squeeze together. Which is wonderful after you spent the time already sanding all that level. I mean, it's not. And I'll leave one of these little clamps. Keep that tight. There we go. This one kind of has a little one too, so we'll squeeze that. And then we'll go back and just lightly hit it with some sandpaper. With these I can already do that. That's what's nice about the fast drying glue. It's a little wet there where I had to really soak it, so let's let them cure properly. Yeah, like I said, those got to get white. These can get started getting glued on here. And go through the tiny hole to get the you can see the particles flying out of there. Alright, yeah, and then I guess I'm going to have to hit those black before I put them on here. I was hoping to get a good plastic bond, because these do sit kind of just chilling on there. Not sure how far up, because there's no real go too far up and you start pushing that engine up. So it's going to kind of go like that. So it means I got to hit this with some white too before I put it on there, because I won't be able to get in there. All up in here. So that's fine. We'll hit it lightly with white and then we'll put it on here. And then I gotta, once I paint it black, I gotta keep these rear parts black, so I'll put a little piece of tape there. I'm gonna hit it white and then on here as well. I wonder if I should, or I can even hand paint that black. So that's not a big deal. I'm not even worried about taping that. I can hand paint that black. But we do want that black because when these go on, then you'll be able to see the white back there. But it isn't totally bad because it might help reflect some of the light forward. And then this whole band's going to be gray. So. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Let's let those cure. We could put the guns on. And we do need to put these things on. And each one of them has their own little tab. Now these, I think, they go on the back edge. Yeah, those go on the back edge. Towards, and the other ones, I don't think. until we slide those covers on. And they go there. They go in these spots on the engines, on the wings. There and there. They show a curve, like, or do they create the curve? Maybe. I wonder if I flush bottom right against that and then they'll slide over. I don't know. We'll worry about that when we get to that. So each one has their own little shape. There's a big square. We got a triangle and a rectangle. So that these two are these. I'm assuming they go like this. I'm assuming they go. What are they showing? Why do you have these instructions? They open backwards. I don't get that. Like, here's your front page. You should open this way. I mean, you kind of, but then you open the page 3. I don't know. I don't get how they... Yeah, those should peg up this way. Right. Yeah, that's the way they're going to go. So, I can get this little brush in there. We still rolling? Yeah. I still don't know why that did that. And that worries me. Because I won't need a lot of that glue. And we're going to go on like that. I love when things stick to your fingers but won't stick to what some tweezers might make it. Trying to hold on something and open a bottle of glue with one hand. So we get some of this faster drying stuff in there. We won't have to hold it. But it's trying to get it square. Is the key. I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Works for me. There we go. We got a good drop in there. Alright, let's do this other one. Almost wondering if it's better to put it on the ship first. nicely. It was soaked with glue. I'm going to leave that alone because some of the glue oozed all over the place. A little more than I wanted. But the other nice thing is, actually, it will clean up with a Q-tip. If you're quick about it. If you're quick about it. I know I had a razor blade out there. There we go. There. She's definitely not going anywhere. Alright, one wing done. That's those pieces. Go on the front side of the engines. Or actually, these go on the back sides. The engines will go that way. We got another. I don't need these instructions anymore. Got these. This one's a triangle and a rectangle. And what do we see? A triangle and a rectangle. Like I was thinking, I wonder if it's better. I just need to remember to wipe that off before I start dabbing glue on here. There's a little burr I could have got while it was off, but or something. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to keep this little, there's a little square piece. Yeah, it's setting up already. There's a little square piece that's coming over. I'm trying to keep that kind of square and level. And we're going to have to put that little sandpaper. That's not a big deal with the glue overzealous. Or actually I was. Put too much glue on it. Not thinking about what glue I'm using. Grab that area here. Put this the right way. And get a finger ready to press. There we go. This, at least with the rectangle laying like that, it actually helping line it up better. There we go. And let's get some faster. Drying cement in there. Sometimes when you get a little bit of the thicker glue to overshoot, you can kind of clean it up with the thin glue because it'll loosen it up again, believe it or not. And there we go. I want to get some of this here too. Alrighty. Let's see if we can clean up this mess with this glue. But what won't fix in the drying of it, I can lightly hit with sandpaper. And it's going to be buried mainly under all that. So, alright. How's this putty burning? I must have had a little glue in my hands. So that's one thing you can't tell with this liquid glue, that you have it on your hands sometimes. But it doesn't really attack the plastic too badly. It just falls on top because it can evaporate so fast. So that's the kind of benefit of it. Yeah, I'm try to move anything. Yep. I'm happy with all that. Yeah, it is cleaning that up. Okay. Alright. Well, those glued on, so I'm going to take a little break here and get set up for, well, actually, we could do those. And why not? Now, what type of glue I think we're going to go with this. It's a little more directional. Alright, yeah, we could glue those cannons on. Why not? As far as pieces, we're getting down. All this is on except for these lids, but I got a notch for the wiring to come through before I put those down. Those are going to get painted black on the inside. So I should probably get those out and do that. And then I'm just going to put them right on. No, wait. I might leave those black and then they'll be white on the outside. I'm going to look at those parts. How that'd be easy to tackle those. Because I want them to be blackish on the inside. There we are. But they can be multicolor, you know, the white on the outside. If anything, I think this outer edge would be black. I gotta look at my the Augustine, because that's what I'm gonna follow to keep them similar. I think it has a little bit of a lip of black going over. Maybe not. It might just be black in there, and then I put the whole thing white. But I don't want to go in here and just paint. But if I put it on right away, I might leave these off and paint them separate, do them black, then come around and hit the white, you know, at a level where, and maybe a little shot of white to give it a mist inside the engines. I think that's how we'll do that. So yeah, we'll hold off on actually capping those parts. But then really the most of it is I could actually glue up, since I'm not using the landing gear, I can actually glue the landing gear doors to those. And that's these. They should have made them hingeable. So these would open be open like when the landing gear is in there. So I could always do that. That's a project right there. Is that the rear landing gear? No, that's the front, the span of the. So let's get all these little doors. I have no idea. Oh, those are feet. Those are the landing feet. I was wondering what these squares were. And then I saw the little hoop, and then that's where this would go down in like that. And that would be its little landing feet. So all that can be in there, all that can be in there. We're missing, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all 4 doors. And that's the other piece that gets, because we're having her in flight mode. And I also got to come up with the blue for the canopy, which I did for the Agostini too. They say what, gray or white molding on the one, yeah. And of course the clear plastic, so I'm going to have to do clear plastic unless I cut all the clear plastic part out. And I really don't want to do that. They didn't give you a clear plastic, it goes into the canopy. The clear plastic is the canopy. I mean, I could go in and cut all that out and all that out, which I could just use my saw and then come in with a road tool and a file to get rid of the window. You know, at least the back, I don't have to put that window in, and it would be fine because it has the framework. But I say screw it, and this is one of the few Star Wars, and there's, of course, this has to be the canopy plastic that has scratches on it. There's a good little there and a good little there. But yeah, I usually don't put glass in Star Wars stuff, or in any, or in most stuff. Star Trek you do because they're such tiny windows and it helps pull the light through, but you're getting in the Star Wars world where they're this big of ships, like small ships in larger scale, you know, and then the reason they did it so you don't get the glare. So I didn't put it in my D'Agostini fountain, but oh well. So we're going to want some of this. Maybe we'll start off with this glue. A glue that I'm not very fond of the smell. But I'll show you one, and then I'll do the other one off camera. Fairly repetitive, same thing. Clean up these edges so she's in there good. Now the way it goes, you see these little humps here, these go like that. There's quite a bit of gap. And you think I would pre-open these bottles before I start holding the pieces together? But no. Well, that works. We're getting a good level there, so let's... Now that's the thinnest glue, which is a good tacking glue. And it might glue really good because I'm new to that glue, the quick set. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I know it works as an excellent tacking glue because it sets up so fast. And yeah, of course, it snuck its way over to my finger, and that's what that glue likes to do. Alright, do I want a gap on the side, or do I want more of a gap? Like that. Yeah, my fingers got in it. But it's an easy glue to sand off. It's not going to damage the, like I said, it's not going to damage the plastic too much. And get in there and just scuff it, especially once it sets up. And once the solvent evaporates it, the glue puddle doesn't look so bumpy. I should have done that to the other piece. We got a little bit of flanging there and there. Alrighty. Well, I guess since I'm gone, we can do this quick. What we're going to do is we're going to just hit that bottom. Make sure we don't have so much glue. Maybe we'll hit the side, but let's just not douse it. I'm thinking of the other bottle that I'm barely getting any glue. I don't need to touch it, it'll flow. Glue it to the last way. Close that up because whew, that one worked much better. I got a good blend between, well, not two actually. yeah, we'll let that set. Not tinker with it. Let these set, let these dry, we'll putty a little more, and then we'll be right back. So I will see you shortly.